live again. So, welcome to Story Time with Trish. We'll continue the letter that I wrote. Also, I made a couple of changes to my set. I've been listening to different ideas about what to do. You'll notice that the lights are not on my greenery, so I'd love to know lights, no lights. Remember, I had those little balls? They're what do they look like? They're on a string, and they've got these things sit over the top with little globes in them, and I thought they looked rather pretty. Kind of reminded me of when we have our girl crew nights. So another suggestion was putting that green lattice up in front of this blue um, piece of material. So it'd be like lattice work going up, just but only the width of the blue, and I could put hooks in and have it up there. But I wanted to look nice, but and kind of homey, like story time, and very welcoming, but not too busy. Interior decorating is not one of my skills. That's what I have my girlfriends for. So so there's this. And then one day I'll show you my stand-up area. So, but for now, we will continue our reading. I've made dinner. Justin and Olivia are having theirs. I'll have mine after this, and then I've got a Zoom on at 7:15. When some of you probably do too. So I'm always interested in your feedback because I want to do this well, and I want it to be fun and relaxing, and I just want it to be a blessing to whoever's listening, and hopefully sell a few books. If you'd like your own copy, get them a website. All right, here we go. We finished on that poor lady whose daughter gave birth at the age of 15 to a stillborn baby, and at 16 she's pregnant and about to give birth again. My goodness. And she's not speaking to her mum. It's, I wouldn't have coped all these years without my mum. And if you don't know who my mum is, she is Jan Ross, hashtag Jan Ross. I don't know, I'll have to tag her in this, but she usually watches. Um, and she, my parents, I'm very fortunate. I've got parents who would do anything to help their children, and I hope that I'm a role model for that, helping them in a healthy way, not doing it all for them, but yeah, helping them that way. So, all right, okay. So on a lighter note, this one was fun. On a lighter note, I have been practicing my French with a black French girl. No, she's not African American, she's French. So um, she said it was, I'm pretty sure she said it was okay to call her black. This is 10 years ago, so we have different phrases. But so she's French she was of African descent, but born French. So she was caught at the airport with 2 kilograms of heroin uh, in the soles of her platform shoes. So plenty of room in there, apparently. The officials told her if she had been caught during her Hong Kong stopover, she would have been executed. Wow, what a risk. This girl comes from a sheltered Catholic family and she has a toddler back in France. I think at the time he was 4. Her father is so angry he won't talk to her. And she knew no English before being imprisoned, and she mostly keeps to herself. So there she is in another country. Family won't talk to her, unable to speak the language very well, child back at home, and on top of all that, she's got the shame of carrying what she's done, and she did it for the money. Because she thought she would get, I don't know if I cover it in here, but she desperately needed money. So anyway, that's not a justification, but yeah, she mostly keeps to herself. Now, I learned a bit of French in high school, so I was keen to practice. Clueless, but anyway, it was fun. So I made her laugh. I made her laugh with my tale of working at Dreamworld back in the 90s. each year for 2 weeks. So I ran the old time photo shop where you dress up like it's 100 years ago, or more than 100 years ago now, like 140 years ago. And you could dress up as bar girls and bushrangers and ladies and gentlemen, and it was lots of fun. So I have a story of working in Dreamworld in the 1990s, and each year for 2 weeks we were inundated with French speaking New Caledonians. And so I ran the old time photo shop, which back then it backed onto the photo lab. So our back door entered into their shop. We cross over from time to time. And I was often called on to interpret. So not just in my shop, but in their shop as well. Because now this is when we had print film. This is before digital. So if you're, okay, back in the olden days, not so long ago, before there were digital cameras, digital anything, and it was just starting to come in, people use the 35mm film just in their cameras, and they would put it into the mini lab in the morning or during the day when they'd been taking pictures, and then they'd pick it up in the afternoon, be given a ticket, come back and pick up the photos. Okay, so like the old-fashioned photo labs. So one time the photo lab had accidentally destroyed a lady's film, and yeah, so this is before digital cameras. So I was called in to explain the situation to the lady and to apologize for them. It was a little complicated and it was a little bit beyond my skill level. So it went like this. Bonjour, I began. Bonjour, she replied. Je parle français un peu. I speak a little French. Ah, bon, it's good, she replied. D'accord, okay. Le film, lady. Oui. Use my hands here. It's down on here. Okay. La machine, and I used my hands to describe the film going into the machine. La machine, je regrette. And I slammed my hands together like I was screwing up paper and growled, ar, 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 ar. Le film, la machine, je regrette. Ooh la la, she cried. Oui, ooh la la, I answered. No film. The photo lab girls just stared at me, like stunned. We could have done that. Oh, I said, wait, but it wouldn't have been as entertaining. So, and the lady's film was replaced, although she lost a few photos. My new French friend laughed out loud and agreed to help me improve my language skills. So at least she had someone to talk to as well. She did know a little bit of English by then, but anyway, that was a bit of a funny story. I've been given permission to buy hair colour. We're expected to maintain our appearance as per their records, and to make it easier for us to be identified should we abscond. There'll be a story coming up where there was a mix-up in communications, and when I moved on to the minimum security place at Helena Jones Centre in Albion, and we would work in the community. I was working at the Nudgee Cemetery, and I was actually reported escaped, and the police came and everything. So you'll get to hear that one a bit later on, if I can manage to keep this up. If I don't keep it up, you'll just have to buy the book. But I'll do my best. Okay, so now here's the stupid thing. The day before I went to court, I had my foils done by a new hairdresser, and unfortunately I couldn't get the colour I needed. So you can, so you know, I'm blonde like a lemon sulphur crested cockatoo with this dark regrowth, this colour. Now this is a colour in my hair as well because I'm going a bit grey, so I put browns through my hair for now, and it was just brown and then blonde, and I couldn't get the colour to match because you can't really bleach your hair very well because I guess those chemicals are a bit too strong for them to let us use. There's a blonde girl here that has dark regrowth, 6 inches long, and I saw my future look a few months down the track. This is before it was fashionable to have your regrowth 6 inches long and then call it what, ombre. I think that's been the fashion, but this is before then. It won't be pretty. We have a uniform which is a blue polo shirt, grey shorts, and a sports crop top for a bra. Footwear is thongs, flip flops, or socks and sneakers. My crop top was riding high one day, and it was a girl pointed it out, and she said, "Why is it so high?" And I realised I'd put it on backwards. Yeah, I'd put my bra on backwards, and I had to say the old line. How embarrassing! You know you're going to have a bad day when you accidentally put your bra on backwards, and it fits better. Today we're waiting for our buy-up order. We put a form in on Sunday for things like toiletries, snack food, stationery, and tobacco. And fortunately, I don't smoke, though many of the women do. And I decided to order some tobacco and keep it for when they run out. It would buy me a lot of favours, and since I can't talk about the Lord, it's one way to bless them. Because people get a bit toey when they can't have their smokes. And of course, it's been banned from prisons now in Queensland. They can't smoke. So I have no idea how they're coping. Well, I have heard some pretty awful things about how stressed they are there because it does relax them. But yeah, it's not healthy. Okay, so yes, I know it's bad. The body is a temple, but tobacco is something they value highly, and there are very few other comforts here for them. I didn't realize at the time that what I did was a serious breach. All incoming and outgoing mail is supposed to be read by prison staff. By telling you in a letter, so this is a bit extra I put in afterwards, by telling you in a letter, I could have been found out. However, it's likely that not every word of everyone's letters get monitored. Uh, Look, I'll leave it there. It's now 12 past. Keep it nice and short. Hi, Mum is watching. Hi, Mum. um, I'll leave it there because I'll go and have some dinner and then go on my Zoom call. And the rest of it we can take up tomorrow. There's a few pages to this letter. There's lots of time to write things. So I hope that was a bit lighter than last night. So I hope you enjoyed that. And I will look forward to catching up with you tomorrow night. And also let me know if there's a better time of day, like maybe a little bit later in the evening, if you want to be on. But otherwise, you can catch up with it when you're able to. And feel free to share. You know, by all means, share the videos if you want. That'd be good. Okay, so I'm going to sign off now and say goodbye. See you tomorrow. Bye bye. Oh, thank you, Rosemary. Now you're in Arizona. It must be. What is it? Midnight, 1 a.m. there? I don't know. I don't know if there's a delay in when I see your comment and when you get my reply. So, but anyway, it's so lovely. I can't wait to visit you again. Hopefully next year. All right. Bless you heaps. Bye.